If you are anything like me, you listen to music when you drive. And the Honda Fit speakers are actually surprisingly good, but they don't get loud. Once you get to a certain sound and your windows are down and you're cruising, yeah, it doesn't sound good. And I'll put a little generic song on there, see if you can catch the vibes I'm going with. She don't sound the best. What is going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. As I just said, today, probably tomorrow, because I don't think I'll be able to finish this tonight, we're gonna be replacing the speakers with a massive stereo upgrade. And I don't know why I said stereo because I meant to say speaker upgrade. We are upgrading the Fit with a massive speaker upgrade, and I'm very excited for it. Today, we are going with the Pioneer TS-600Ms, and they are 6.5-inch speaker. They're 4-ways, so they got the tweeters in there, even though this car already has tweeters, and you can't ever go wrong with too many tweeters. So we're just gonna go ahead and install these. Now, because I was antsy already, I did kind of take the door panel off on the driver's side already because I wanted to see what I was getting myself into. In the Civic, the cap just pops off to change your speakers and it's super easy. In this car, it doesn't do that. Now, surprisingly enough, the stock Fit speaker isn't a cardboard cone, and I'm very surprised about that. If you guys know anything about speakers, most cars actually use cardboard cones. Actually, I don't even know if that's relevant anymore. I know my older cars did. But this is like a plastic cone. It's obviously very cheap, and that's why it doesn't sound the best. I mean, it sounds good, just it doesn't get loud, but we got a good upgrade for this. I know nothing about speakers, but these things just feel so nice. It's got carbon fiber, apparently. I don't know, these seem to be really nice. I don't know much about car speakers. I know stuff about regular speakers, but these seem really nice. And I am gonna be completely honest with you guys, I have no clue what I'm doing, and this first one I'm doing mostly off camera because of that. If I get this to work properly, oh yeah, we're gonna do all the steps, but this is all experimental for me right now. I really have no clue what I'm doing. Here's the moment of truth. If I did the first one right, I'm really not sure if I did, so if this works, I will be pleasantly surprised. Oh shit. You got one to work. That means the other side will go smoothly. Now we have to figure out how to actually mount this in because the stock bracket used clips and no bolt holes. So there's gonna be some drilling, and a lot of it we're gonna have to do. There's definitely gonna be a lot of modifying this and the door to actually get everything to fit. So we are gonna go back to this tomorrow because it's starting to get dark and I wanna be able to see what I'm doing. But this is gonna be exciting and I hope it all fits well. We're here for day 2 of the speaker install, and I found out that they sell special brackets for the Fit. But where's the fun in that? So we're gonna start drilling the brackets into the door and hopefully we don't mess anything up. So we got our bracket all mounted up, and again, when I do the other side or the back door, I will show you guys how I did absolutely everything. This is my test side and she feels pretty secure, so I'm pretty happy about that. One speaker installed, it works, I tested it. Now we gotta do 3 more times and I'll show you guys how to do it. So the driver's side is now finished, and was having it at a low volume with all that bass. So far the Pioneers aren't distorting at all, which is pretty good, but again, it's only on one door so I can't really tell. But the passenger side is distorting, so let's go work on the passenger side and I'll show you guys how to take the whole thing apart this time instead of just talking about it. Step 1 is remove the little screw inside of the handle. And then this just moves forward and it'll pop right out the clip. This will just kind of pop out. You just have to shimmy it around a little bit. Comes right off, and then you have 1, 2, 3 screws just to get those loose. Undo the little clip, and then the whole thing has clips all around it. So just find a spot and try. If you have a puller, it'll make it a little bit easier, but you can just, and then it lifts up. The stock speaker are held on by clips, so you just gotta jam something back there and pry it off. And it really doesn't matter if you save this or not. Now, if you're not comfortable with snipping wires or drilling into your door cards, they actually do sell complete kits to put aftermarket speakers in these cars. And I am impatient and I didn't feel like waiting, so I'm just doing it this way. The OG way, if you will. I cut the wires. Black wires or white wires tend to be your negatives, so got the white wire as my negative on this one. I did test both raw wires on there and it seemed they both powered the speaker. I don't know why that is, but it did. Now, a lot of these speaker companies use universal brackets, so if you notice, they all have these little ridges in them and it's kind of hard to focus on them, but it's so you can snap them off. So like these little things, I don't need them, and they just snap right off very easily, so that way you can fit it flush wherever you need it to go. I found the easiest way to do your mounting holes is get your top one where you want it and then sit it down, and then all your other holes should line up to where you actually want them to be. Everything's going to be different for every application, and that's why they make these so universal, but I just found that that's the easiest way to line them up. And then the tabs you don't use, you can just break them off because they break off super easily. Now it's important to pay attention of how you're putting that bracket on so the speaker lines up. And I messed up. She doesn't sit flush in there. So I gotta unscrew it and screw new holes, but it's fine. Just put the speaker back in its bracket. Make sure you test it before you put the door card back on and make sure it's all good. But we tested it out. So far it sounds pretty good. So I'm gonna rush to the back speakers because the back speakers are gonna be exactly like the front. There's gonna be no difference. And I'm really excited just to put this thing on full blast and hopefully it doesn't distort. And what I was saying about these extra little clips, they break off super easily. So it stays nice and flush for you. So here's the wild thing about Florida. As I'm here trying to do my wiring, I can't get my tape to stick because it's so humid out here, and nothing sticks because it's humid. Now I am a little bit concerned about the back speaker here. One, because that tape just didn't want to stick anymore, but I think I got them pretty tight and think it should be okay. And two, the screws, I don't know, they didn't want to hold that well, so I hope there's no rattling. Tested it out, it sounded great, and we put the door cord back on, we'll do the other side. Everything is now put back together. I am dying from this heat. So let's just open the doors up and see how she sounds compared to the old ones, which are all rattly. Now before, at this same volume, the speakers were all crackly and not good. And I can actually have it on a not flat frequency bass now. So my EQ is set on super bass because I kind of like some bass. These are four-way speakers. I don't know if I mentioned that. And this car already does have stock tweeters, so the highs are a little bit high, but it doesn't sound bad. So I'm gonna clean up. We'll go for a little ride because your boy's freaking hungry. And we'll see how she sounds with the windows down, because that's the big test. If you can drive with the windows down and these things are still bumping, that's an A+. Now I am a little bit concerned that my connections aren't the best, and I'm gonna have to redo this eventually, but there's also a chance that they're fine. The tape, when I got to the back, just seemed to get a little bit wet because it's so humid out here, but hopefully it stays because I did kind of put the wires on pretty well. So we're gonna see. So now is the moment of truth of driving down the street with the windows down and see if we still bump. So much louder than the old ones ever got, and they're so clear. This is amazing. Overall, I would say I'm very pleased with these speakers. They are not like an insane, crazy upgrade, but they get louder, they're clearer when they're loud, and that's pretty much what matters to me. I do enjoy a very bassy system, and this system isn't the bassiest. And if I didn't say in the beginning, these are the TS-600Ms. They're 6.5-inch speakers, 320 watts. They get plenty loud. I'm thinking I probably should have gone with the two-way speakers because I already have tweeters in this car, and the four-ways also have tweeters, so pretty trebly stuff. But again, it still sounds really good. It's clear, and you can turn it up loud enough that you can't even hear the outside anymore, and it still sounds crystal clear, which is amazing. And also, I don't know if I mentioned the price. These were about $50 a pair. So for $100, I would say it's a huge upgrade. Yeah, I could have spent a lot more money and got a bigger upgrade and whatever, but you know, for a daily driver, a slight audio upgrade is sometimes all you need. And so far, I'm pleased with them. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a bit different because this is audio and all electrical stuff, and it's not really one of those mods that I can show you and do edits. It's all audio. That makes sense. But I'm gonna leave you guys off here, so please do me a few things. Comment, like, subscribe, do the fun stuff. Keep doing you. Stay motivated. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and peace.